जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश पाहि मां श्री गणेश श्री गणेश श्री गणेश रक्ष मां।
जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश पाहि मां श्री गणेश श्री गणेश श्री गणेश रक्ष मां।
शरवण भव शरवण भव शरवण भव पाहि मां कार्तिकेय 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 रक्ष मां।
शरवण भव शरवण भव पाहि मां कार्तिकेय 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 रक्ष मां।
जय सरस्वती जय सरस्वती जय सरस्वती पाहि मां श्री सरस्वती श्री सरस्वती श्री सरस्वती रक्ष मां।
जय सरस्वती जय सरस्वती जय सरस्वती पाहि मां श्री सरस्वती श्री सरस्वती श्री सरस्वती रक्ष मां।
जय गुरु शिव गुरु हरे गुरु राम जगत गुरु परम गुरु सद्गुरु श्याम।
जय गुरु शिव गुरु हरि गुरु राम जगत गुरु परम गुरु सद्गुरु श्याम।
ओम आदि गुरु अद्वैत गुरु आनंद गुरु।
ओम आदि गुरु अद्वैत गुरु आनंद गुरु।
चेत गुरु चेत घन गुरु चिन्मय गुरु।
चेत गुरु चेत घन गुरु चिन्मय गुरु।
हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे।
हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे।
नमः शिवाय नमः शिवाय नमः शिवाय नमः शिवाय नमः शिवाय नमः शिवाय
नमः शिवाय नमः शिवाय नमः शिवाय नमः शिवाय नमः शिवाय नमः शिवाय
ओम नमो नारायणाय ओम नमो नारायणाय ओम नमो नारायणाय ओम नमो नारायणाय
ओम नमो नारायणाय ओम नमो नारायणाय ओम नमो नारायणाय ओम नमो नारायणाय
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय
ओम नमो भगवते रामचंद्राय
ओम नमो भगवते रामचंद्राय
आंजनेयाञ्जनेयाञ्जनेय पाहि मां हनुमन्त 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 रक्ष माम्
आंजनेय 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 पाहि मां हनुमन्त 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 रक्ष मां
दत्तात्रेय 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 पाहि मां दत्तगुरु 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 रक्ष माम्
दत्तात्रेय 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 पाहि मां दत्तगुरु 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 रक्ष मां
शंकराचार्य 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 पाहि मां
शंकराचार्य 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 पाहि मां
भगवत्पाद 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 रक्ष माम्
भगवत्पाद 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 रक्ष मां
शंकराचार्य 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 पाहि मां भगवत्पाद 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 रक्ष माम्
शंकराचार्य 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 पाहि मां भगवत्पाद 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 रक्ष मां
सद्गुरुदेव 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 पाहि मां शिवानन्द 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 रक्ष माम्
सद्गुरुदेव 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 पाहि मां शिवानन्द 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 रक्ष मां
सद्गुरुदेव 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 पाहि मां चिदानन्द 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 रक्ष माम्
सद्गुरुदेव 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 पाहि मां चिदानन्द 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 रक्ष मां
श्री गुरुदेव श्री गुरुदेव श्री गुरुदेव पाहि मां कृष्णानन्द 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 रक्ष माम्
श्री गुरुदेव श्री गुरुदेव श्री गुरुदेव पाहि मां कृष्णानन्द 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 रक्ष मां
गंगाराणि 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 पाहि मां भागीरथी 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 रक्ष माम्
गंगाराणि 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 पाहि मां भागीरथी 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 रक्ष मां
ओम शक्ति ओम शक्ति पाहि मां ब्रह्म शक्ति विष्णु शक्ति शिव शक्ति रक्ष माम्
ओम शक्ति पाहि मां ब्रह्म शक्ति विष्णु शक्ति शिव शक्ति रक्ष मां
ओम आदिशक्ति महाशक्ति पराशक्ति पाहि माम्
ओम आदिशक्ति महाशक्ति पराशक्ति पाहि मां माम्
इच्छा शक्ति क्रिया शक्ति ज्ञान शक्ति रक्ष माम्
इच्छा शक्ति क्रिया शक्ति ज्ञान शक्ति रक्ष माम्
राजराजेश्वरी 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 पाहि माम् त्रिपुरा सुंदरी त्रिपुरा सुंदरी त्रिपुरा सुंदरी रक्ष माम्
राजराजेश्वरी 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 पाहि माम् त्रिपुरा सुंदरी त्रिपुरा सुंदरी रक्ष माम्
ओम तत्सत् ओम तत्सत् ओम तत्सत् ओम शांति ओम शांति ओम शांति
ओम तत्सत् ओम तत्सत् ओम तत्सत् ओम शांति ओम शांति
ओम गजानन भूतगणाधिसेवितं कपित्थजम्बोफलसारभक्षणम् उमासुतं स्वकविनाशकारकं नमामि विघ्नेश्वरपादपङ्कजं मङ्गलं भगवान् विष्णु मङ्गलं गरुडध्वज मङ्गलं पुण्डरीकाक्ष मङ्गलाय तनूहरिः ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुर् गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः ध्यानमूलं गुरोर्मूर्तिः पूजामूलं गुरोर्पदं मन्त्रमूलं गुरोर्वाक्यं मोक्षमूलं गुरोर्कृपा ॐ नमः शिवाय गुरवे सच्चिदानन्दमूर्तये निष्प्रपञ्चाय शान्ताय निरालम्बाय तेजसे नित्यशुद्धं निराभासं निराकारं निरञ्जनं नित्यबोधं चिदानन्दं गुरुर्ब्रह्मा नमाम्यहम् अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम तस्मात् कारुण्यभावेन रक्ष रक्ष महेश्वर। ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्य ब्रह्मविद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंशभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। सर्वोपप्लवरहितः प्रज्ञानघनः प्रत्यगर्थो ब्रह्मीवाहमस्मि। ब्रह्मेवाहमस्मि। ॐ नारायणं पद्मभवं वसिष्ठं शक्तिं च तत्पुत्रपराशरं च व्यासं शुकं गौडपदं महान्तं गोविन्दयोगीन्द्रमथास्य शिष्यं श्रीशङ्कराचार्यमथास्य पद्मपादं च हस्तामलकं च शिष्यं तं तोटकं वार्तिककारमन्यान् अस्मद्गुरुं सन्कृतमानतोऽस्मि। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमो भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतो वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। भवसागरतारण हे रविनंदन बंधन खंडन हे।
भवसागरतारण कारण हे रविनंदन बंधन खंडन हे।
शरणागत किंकर दीन मने गुरुदेव दया कर दीन जने।
शरणागत किंकर दीन मने गुरुदेव दया कर दीन जने।
हृदि कंदर तामस भास्कर हे तुम विष्णु प्रजापति शंकर हे।
हृदि कंदर तामस भास्कर हे तुम विष्णु प्रजापति शंकर हे।
परम ब्रह्म परात्पर वेद बने गुरुदेव दया कर दीन जने।
परम ब्रह्म परात्पर वेद भने गुरुदेव दया कर दीन जने।
मन वारण कारण अंकुश हे नर त्राणत करे हरि चाख्युष हे।
मन वारण कारण अंकुश हे नर त्राण करे हरि चाख्युष हे।
गुणगान परायण वेद गणे गुरुदेव दया कर दीन जने।
गुणगान परायण वेद गणे गुरुदेव दया कर दीन जने।
कुलकुंडलिनी भवभंज कहे हृदय ग्रंथि विदारण कारण हे।
कुलकुंडलिनी भवभंज कहे हृदय ग्रंथि विदारण कारण हे।
महिमा तब गोचर शुद्ध मने गुरुदेव दया कर दीन जने।
महिमा तब गोचर शुद्ध मने गुरुदेव दया कर दीन जने।
अभिमान प्रवाह मिमर्द कहे अति दीन जने तुम रक्षक हे।
अभिमान प्रवाह विमर्द कहे अति दीन जने तुम रक्षक हे।
मन किंचित वंचित भक्ति धने गुरुदेव दया कर दीन जने।
मन किंचित वंचित भक्ति धने गुरुदेव दया कर दीन जने।
रिपुसूदन मंगल नायक हे सुख शांति पराभवदायक हे।
रिपुसूदन मंगल नायक हे सुख शांति पराभयदायक हे।
त्रयताप हरे तब नाम गुणे गुरुदेव दया कर दीन जने।
त्रयताप हरे तब नाम गुणे गुरुदेव दया कर दीन जने।
तब नाम सदा शुभ साधक हे पतिता धम मानव पालक हे।
तब नाम सदा सुख साधक हे पतिता धम मानव पालक हे।
मम मानस चंचल रात्रि दिने गुरुदेव दया कर दीन जने।
मम मानस चंचल रात्रि दिने गुरुदेव दया कर दीन जने।
जय सद्गुरु ईश्वर प्रापक हे भवरोग विकार विनाशक हे।
जय सद्गुरु ईश्वर प्रापक हे भवरोग विकार विनाशक हे।
मन लीन रहे तब श्री चरणे गुरुदेव दया कर दीन जनी।
मन लीन रहे तब श्री चरणे, गुरुदेव दया कर दीन जने।
गुरुदेव दया कर दीन जनी, गुरुदेव दया कर दीन जनी।
गुरुदेव दया कर दीन जने, गुरुदेव दया कर दीन जने।
ओम गुरु सच्चिदानंद गुरु, ओम गुरु सच्चिदानंद गुरु।
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 ओम गुरु सच्चिदानंद गुरु। ओम गुरु सच्चिदानंद गुरु।
ओम गुरु सच्चिदानंद गुरु। ओम गुरु सच्चिदानंद गुरु।
ओम गुरु सच्चिदानंद गुरु। ओम गुरु सच्चिदानंद गुरु।
ओम गुरु सच्चिदानंद गुरु। ओम गुरु सच्चिदानंद गुरु।
ओम गुरु सच्चिदानंद गुरु। ओम गुरु सच्चिदानंद गुरु।
ओम गुरु सच्चिदानंद गुरु। ओम गुरु सच्चिदानंद गुरु।
सच्चिदानंद भगवान की जय। शंकराचार्य भगवान की जय। सद्गुरु शिव स्वामी शिवानंद जी महाराज की जय। विश्वनाथ भगवान की जय। ओम नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेव।
नमः परमऋषिभ्यो नमः परमऋषिभ्यां। हरिः ओम्। अन्तरायतिमिरोपशान्तये शान्तपावनमचिन्त्यवैभवम्। तन्नरं वपुषि कुञ्जरं मुखे मन्महे किमपि तुन्दिलं महः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः। गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। यस्यान्तन्नादिमध्यं न हि करचरणं नामगोत्रं न सूत्रं नो जातिर्नैव वर्णा न भवति पुरुषो नानपुंसं न च स्त्रीं नाकारं नो विकारं न हि जनिमरणं नास्ति पुण्यं न पापं तत्त्वं नो तत्त्वमेकं सहजसमरसं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। मौनव्याख्या प्रकटितपरब्रह्मतत्त्वं युवानं वर्षिष्ठान्तेव सदृशिगणैः आवृतं ब्रह्मनिष्ठैः आचार्येन्द्रं करकलितचिन्मुद्रमानन्दरूपं स्वात्मा रामं मुदितवदनं दक्षिणामूर्तिमीडे वेदान्तार्थविभासकाय यतये शान्ताय सन्न्यासिने नानावादिनगेन्द्रसङ्घपवये योगीन्द्रवन्द्याय च मोहध्वान्तदिवाकराय भगवत्पादाभिधां बिभ्रते तस्मै भाष्यकृते नमोऽस्तु सततं पूर्णाय बोधात्मने अपारसच्चित्सुखवारिराशेः यस्योर्मिमात्रं भुवनं समस्तं गुहाहितं तं रमणं गभीरं चिन्ताविहीनं हृदि चिन्तयामि। देहं मृण्मयवज्जडात्मकमहं बुद्धिर्न तस्यास्त्यतो नाहं तत्तदभावसुप्तिसमये सिद्धात्मसद्भावतः कोऽहं भावयुतः कुतो वरधिया दृष्ट्वात्मनिष्ठात्मनां सोऽहं स्फूर्तितया अरुणाचलशिवः पूर्णो विभाति स्वयं विदिताखिलशास्त्रसुधाजलधे महितोपनिषत्कथितार्थनिधे हृदये कलये विमलं चरणं भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणं करुणावरुणालयपालय मां भवसागरदुःखविदूनहृदम् रचयाखिलदर्शनतत्त्वविदं भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणम् भवता जनता सुखिता भविता निजबोधविचारणचारुमते कलयेश्वरजीवविवेकविदं भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणम् भव एव भवानिति मे नितरां समजायत चेतसि कौतुकिताम् मम वारय मोहमहाजलधिं भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणम् सुकृतेऽधिकृते बहुधा भवतो भविता समदर्शनलालसताम् अतिदीनमिमं परिपालय मां भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणम् जगतीमवितुं कलिताकृतयो विचरन्ति महामहसश्चलतः अहिमांशुरिवात्र विभासि गुरो भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणम् विदिता न मया विशदैककला न च किञ्चन काञ्चनमस्ति गुरो द्रुतमेव विधेहि कृपां सहजां भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणम् शरणागतवत्सलतत्त्वनिधे भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणम्. Today is a very blessed day, one of the most Punyatithi, Vaishakha Shukla Panchami. When Bhagavatpada Shankaracharya arose in the world, as I want to quote Swami Vivekananda, where he speaks about him. It was a state where there was always, when there is a dharma glani, Bhagavan has promised, I will take avatara. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. So it was a degraded state of Buddhism also at that time. And a need came, Buddha perhaps took incarnation when it was necessary for such an avatar. But after that, a very long description is there where Swami Vivekananda describes how Buddhism got degraded through centuries. And many degraded forms of Buddhism arose. The most hideous ceremonies, the most horrible, the most obscene books that human hands ever wrote or human brain ever conceived, such descriptions are given by Swami Vivekananda. Under the name of religion have all been created. In between I am leaving words actually, but India has to live. Our stress is only on Shankaracharya's manifestation here, but India has to live, and the Spirit of the Lord descended again, and this time the manifestation was in south, and up rose that young Brahmana, of whom it has been declared that at the age of 16 he had completed all his writings. The marvelous boy Shankaracharya arose. The writings of the boy of 16 are the wonders of the world, and so was the boy. He speaks about Shankaracharya as the boy. So, Shankara Vijayam says that all the devas went to Dakshinamurti and prayed because he was keeping maunam. Because he found out that the best way to communicate Brahman is through maunam. So Sanaka, Sanandana, Sanatana and Sanat Kumara, they were all highly evolved souls. For them, no verbal teaching is needed. They just sat before the Lord, and Lord was emanating Brahman through silence. Mauna Vyakhya Prakatita Parabrahma Tattvam Yuvanam. He was doing perfect Vyakhyanam through Maunam. Perfect Vyakhyanam is happening through Maunam, and all those disciples, they were also a wonder, they were receiving it. But the time came when he had to speak. So, what did he do? All the devas, they went and prayed to him. It's all picture given in Shankara Vijayam. Ajnanantargahanapatitan Atmavidyopadeshaihi tratum lokan bhavadavashikha tapapapachyamanan Muktva maunam vata vitapino mulato nishpatanti Shambhor murti charati bhuvane Shankaracharya rupa. This is the slokam. Generally in Shankara Jayanti, this shloka is always chanted. It simply gives us a description of Dakshinamurti coming down, but this time he gave up his maunam. A jnani cannot give up his maunam because maunam is not outer verbal silence, it is the anubhuti of Brahman. But he took Saraswati walk and spoke so much, wrote so much. And why did he come down? To give us Atma Jnanam. Ajnana antargahana patitan. People were all caught up in the dirt of Ajnana, in the quagmire of Ajnana. So to rescue them, there is only one way, Atma Vidyopadeshaihi Tratum, to protect them by Atma Vidya. He came down and gave us this Brahma Vidya. Just like a ritual, I am going to do certain things now. Then we will have the talks. Because Krishna Jayanti means what we will do. Read the third skandha in Dashama Skandam, where Krishna Avatara is narrated. Like that Ramayanam, Ramavatara. Also, that portion which describes that Rama's Janma. Tadascha dvadashe maase chaitre navamike titho. Like that is read. So here also we will read the portion which describes Shankaracharya's birth. There is different versions are there. For a great birth to happen, the parents have to do tapas. Because even if we don't accept avatara, if we say some yoga brashta has taken birth. In former life, they were so ripe and they took birth as great beings. Then also, they will seek a family where they can take birth. In the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan says, Shuchinam Shrimatam Gehe Yoga Bhrashto Bhijayate. The Yoga Bhrashta takes birth in the families where they are very pure, Shuchi. Shuchi means Matritaha Pitritaha Shuddhaha Shuddhabhavo Ati Satvikaha. A shloka is given. Matritaha Pitritaha Shuddhaha. The mother, father, their lineage, all have that Upasana Shuddhi, Karma Shuddhi, purity, everything is there. And that jiva seeks such a family to take birth. Or sometimes, very rarely, yoginam eva kule bhavati dhimatam. Such great souls are born in the families of great yogis. That is very rare. Bhagavan himself says, it is very rare. Durlabhadaram. Because yogis generally, they will not be family people. Shivanji Maharaj, he was born in that lineage of Apaya Dikshitar. Apaya Dikshitar was considered as an amsha of Parameshwara. So, in that parampara he was born. Like that, to take birth in a yogi kula is very, very rare. We know Shankaracharya's father, Shivaguru, he was a great tapasvi, a Mahatma. and his wife Aryamba Devi, they went to Vadakanadan, Rishabhachaleshwara, and did tapas. The inner prompting was there, because if the Lord has to come there, the field must be prepared. So they were prompted from within to worship him before he descends there. So they went to Rishabhachaleshwara and worshipped Shiva there and prayed intensely. All great Mahatmas were born like that. Swami Vivekananda himself says in one place, a child which is not born as the result of a prayer will be a curse to humanity. His mother, Vivekananda's mother, there is a temple in Kashi, that idol is called Vireshwara Shiva. There she worshipped the Shiva to have a son. And when he was so mischievous, his mother used to say, "Oh Vishwanatha, I wanted you to take birth in my womb. Instead, you have sent one of your Bhutaganas." So, that kind of worship. No, Chandrasekhara Bharati Swami, all of you might have heard. The great Jivan Mukta who came in the parampara of Sringeri. Our Swami Vidyananda Saraswati Swamiji was in his younger days has moved closely with him. Chandrasekhara Bharati Mahaswami, his birth was also very, very mysterious, because his father and mother, these days people cannot even imagine such incidents in life. They had 12 children and all the 12 died. Within few months the child will die. And they went to that time Shankaracharya, Nrsimha Bharati Swamigal, Shivabhinava Nrsimha Bharati Swami, and prayed to him that let us have one child. Then that Swami was a great yogi. He had a vision, because he was praying to Divine Mother that at the age of 9 he has taken sannyasa. Just think about it. At the age of 9 he was given sannyasa, and he has taken the responsibility for so many decades, and he has written a shloka in which he was praying to Sharadamba that Chayam Matkam Vidhatsva Pravachana Namana Dhyana Pujasu Shaktam. O Divine Mother, give me a shadow that he will be like me in every aspect, who knows the Shastra, who knows the Yoga Shastra, who will be a Jnana-nishtha, and who knows how to do puja to Chandramaulishwara. Everything will be taken care by him. Like that, a great soul, give me him. He prayed. At that time, this couple came to him and said, give me at least one son. Then he said, you will have a son, but you cannot own him. Because your destiny tells that you cannot have personally a son. But certainly a son will be born to you. He will be a divine soul. You walk all the way from Sringeri to Gokarnam and do Shivaratri Varata, Aradhana to Mahadeva there, and pray and come back. They did it. And they had a son, and that son, because of the grace of Nrsimha Bharati Swami, he was born. So his name was also Narasimha. And that child, from his younger days itself, he was taken away from his parents and was looked after by the administrator of Mutt, because he cannot be safe in that family. see such things to be known. Only a great yogi can do. So he was looked after in the administrator's house. Not only that, greater is the grace of a master. It is greater than one's own mother. So that Narasimha Bharati Swami has written so many verses in which he is praying to Divine Mother, Sarvajñam Shri Narasimham Kuru Shiva Daite Satvaram Madvinamram. Oh Divine Mother, make this Narasimha as Sarvajña, as all-knowing. Let him be a perfect Jnana-nishtha. I am offering him to you. So this is the heart of a guru. He was constantly praying for his disciple so that the disciple will become a jnani, a brahmanistha. And of course, he shone forth as a Jivan Mukta in his life. So, behind the birth of a great Mahatma, there will be this karuna, this compassion of great souls, tapas of their parents, many things will be there. Like that, Shankaracharya's father and mother, they worshipped Shiva in Rishabhachala. And the cause for that is they had the direct vision of Agastya. The story goes like that. Agastya gave them vision and said, Ishvara himself will take birth in your womb, but you have to do some tapas. And after worshipping Rishabhachaleshwara, there also they had the vision of Shiva. Devah kripa paravasho dvijaveshadhari pratyakshatam shivagurum gata attanidram provacha bhoho kimabhivanchasi kim tapaste putrarthiteti vachanam sajagada vipraha. Shiva appeared before him as a Brahmana Veshadhari and asked him, why are you doing tapas? What do you want? Shiva Guru said, Putrarthita, I want a putra, a son. Then that Brahmana asked, you want a son who will not be long living, but will be a Sarvajña, all-knowing, or a son will be born to you, will not be very intelligent, but he will live for long years. Whom do you want? Sarvajñam, it is a test between attachment and dharma. So, Sarvajñamekam api sarvagunopapannam alpayusham athava bhuryayushaha bahun viparitakan te. You can have many children, but they will not be intelligent. They will live many years, give trouble to you. He said, Hey Bhagavan, putrostu me bahugunaha prathitanubhavas sarvajñah. Give me one son, let him be sarvajña. Then Shiva became happy. Purno bhavishyasi he dvija. Griham gaccha daraihi saha. Go to home, you return back, go home. Purno bhavishyasi, you will become Purna. You will become whole. Thus blessed by Ishvara, he went back and started his Agnihotra. And Aryamba Devi became pregnant. And the right nakshatra Punarvasu, some people say Shankaracharya is Ardra, because Ardra is the star of Shiva. And some people has the opinion that it is Punarvasu. Lagne shubhe shubhayute sushuve kumaram Shri Parvati vasukini shubhavikshite cha Jaya sati shivaguroho nijatunga samsthe Surye kuje ravisute cha gurau cha kendre. This shloka describes the planetary position in which Shankaracharya was born. I am just reading the verses. Evam mahamahimani samaye shobhanodaya sa devi sushuve putram kumarasamatejasam samsara tapataptanam piyusha salilashayam. Very beautiful description. When Shankaracharya was born, the Bhagavad Pada Abhyudaya is a verse, it's a work where he says, it gives a description to Shankaracharya. Who is he? Samsara tapa taptanam. Those who are suffering from samsara tapa, from the burning heat of ignorance. Samsara, he is like a cool, enriching nectarine pool. Piyusha salilashayam. Hamsam shrutyanda patmanam jnana vairagya vigraham dvadashatmanam ajnana timiradhvasta chakshusham shreshtham paramahamsanam gurunam paramam gurum tena sa shushubhe devi kumarenarkavarchasa tattvamartyaikya bodhena yada bhagavati shrutihi आविर्भूते जगन्नाथे शंकरे लोकशंकरे सर्वमेव जगत् सद्यः तमो मुक्तमिवा बभौ. So this is Shankaracharya's birth. It's a great master, the Acharya Bhagavad Pada, about whom Kanchi Chandrasekharendra Saraswati Swami said, Shankara Jayanti is the greatest Jayanti. Because if he has not taken birth, there will not be any Krishna Jayanti, there will not be any Ramanavami also. Only because he took birth, the Dharma stood up, and we Hindus are still alive to celebrate Krishnashtami or Ramanavami or something like that. So that is our duty. The greatest duty is to celebrate Shankara Jayanti. How to celebrate Shankara Jayanti? We have to meditate, we have to do japa, we have to do Atma Vichara, Atma Dhyana. And Shankara Jayanti we cannot dance. Shankara Jayanti is for Atma Dhyana, Atma Vichara, Jnana Vichara. Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi once, when he was alive, his Jayanti was planned. And so many programs were planned. And they took the list to Maharshi and showed him. He went through this, morning some Nagaswaram, then after that somebody is giving a talk, some dance, some music program, many things. So we read, just gave back the paper to them. And Bhagavan, what is your opinion? What opinion? Whatever you like, you have planned. It is good if you don't ask me to speak. I will go for my walk and everything as usual. Don't compel me to take part or involve in anything, he said. Then they said, Bhagavan, we are doing all this for you. Oh, you want to do something for Swami? If you want to do something for Swami, Bhagavan, Maharshi always used to refer him Swami. The Swami, the only thing Swami wants is, inquire who am I, and go deep within you and find out what your real nature is and abide in silence. Then you have done every service for me. So that is the only service that we can do for a jnani, for a jivan mukta. When Maharshi remarked this, we can imagine the face of that person. No? So Bhagavan then became compassionate. Whatever you want to do, you do. If you all like, you can do. Because he knew that it is not possible for others to do such things. So whatever you like, you do. So the best thing is Uttama Sahajavastha. madhyama dhyana dharana, adhama shastra charcha cha, tirthayatra adhamadhama. The best thing is to abide in one's real nature. If that is not possible, you do dhyana, dharana, dhyana, shravana, manana, nidhi, dhyasana. If that is not possible, at least do shastra charcha, shastra vichara. If that is not possible, okay, go visit some temple somewhere, something is okay. If that is also not possible, what to say? Ekena janimaha. So, Shankaracharya, Shankara Jayanti we can only celebrate by Atma Vichara, Vedanta Vichara. That is the best thing that we can offer to Guru. Bhaja Govindam, Govindam, Bhaja Mudhamate. So Shankaracharya, at the age of 8 we know, he walked all the distance from Kerala to meet his Guru Govinda Bhagavat Pada. Just we have to think what kind of spiritual longing it must have been. A child who is only 8 years old, walking from the last corner, Kerala, from there up to Madhya Pradesh, on the bank of Narmada, and the mystery is somehow he got the information that such a great Brahmanishta is alive. So, if a person is ripe, the news will reach. If the person is ripe, whatever may be their time, we think we are helping people by all these media. I am speaking now, everyone in the world can listen, but whatever we may do, only the deserving ones will get. And even if all these things are removed, the deserving people will get. That power is always active. The time when such things were not there, the Bhashya was written, Mahabharata was written, Bhagavatam was written, Gita was written. So much was done. So, here he walked all the way to Madhya Pradesh to meet his Guru Govinda Bhagavat Pada. Why should he go to Guru? Shankaracharya says, the Vidya has to come from a real Guru. Asampradayavit sarvashastra vidapi murkhavadupekshaniyaha sarvatra. He said, a person who has not learnt in the right order, in the sampradaya, even if he has learnt all the shastras, he should be ignored like a fool. The right order means from a real Brahmavid, he should have got it. The Sampradaya means there should be Upasana in it. We should be very careful in defining Sampradaya. Because people will say, we are Sampradaya, we are Sampradaya. Sampradaya, Bhagavata gives a beautiful definition. It says, Jnanam, Vijnanam, Rahasyam, Angam. These 4 things must be there in a Sampradaya. It means Shastra Jnana must be there, Anubhava Sampanna Guru must be there, and Upasanas must be there. Yoga and Upasana, everything must be there, and Sadhana Chatushtaya Adhikaris also must be there. If 4 of these things are there, it is a good Sampradaya. So, without this Sampradaya, somebody has some intellectual power, he learns something, has not come in the right Shastra Paddhati, and Swakapola Kalpidam Yatkinchid Vadati, he speaks something as per his brain, then it creates trouble. Andhenaiva niyamana yathandhaha. I say one blind person leads other blind people. Andha parampareyam samsara saranihi. In one place, Shankaracharya says this samsara is a Ghoshayatra of blind people. So here, he went to Madhya Pradesh, met Govinda Bhagavat Pada. And the mystery is, who is Govinda Bhagavat Pada? Shankaracharya could have given some picture about Govinda Bhagavat Pada. Real disciples, they never speak about their guru. That is a mystery. Swami Vivekananda has very rarely spoken about Ramakrishna. In all these 8 volumes, there is only one talk, My Master, and that also is mostly about teaching. And he says, I don't want to speak about Thakur in the public. It's just like keeping something very sacred inside, not leaving it outside. Because they have felt the Master as a Nirguna Brahma Vastu, not as a form. When Shankaracharya says about Govinda Bhagavat Pada, he says, Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharam Tam Agocharam Govindam Paramanandam Sadgurum Pranatosmyaham. I bow to that Sadguru Govinda Bhagavat Pada. Who is he? He is Nirguna, no form, Agocharam. Once, one very well-known celebrity came to meet Kunjuswami, who was a great devotee of Bhagavan Ramana. In ashram, everyone calls him as Kunjuswamigal only, because that was his former name. His sannyasa name is something else. He took sannyas from Rishikesh only, Kumaraharananda Giri, I think, that was his name. But nobody knew that name. So, this celebrity, famous person, came in night and did namaskara to Kunjuswami. They don't do namaskara to me. Then he said, Swami, you have seen Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi. Kunjuswami said, see, I have not seen him, nor anyone here have seen him. Don't give that credit to us. He is not a thing which can be seen. He is not something which can be perceived by the eyes. If you are telling about, then he said, he gave another logic. He said, at least his drishti, his vision has fallen on you. Then Kunjuswami said, if you say so, every dust, every tree, every plant here has received it, so you have to bow down to everybody. But their vision of the Master is that he is not a drishya vastu. He is the Atma vastu. He is the Shuddha Chaitanya Swarupa. So Shankaracharya also says, Govinda Bhagavat Pada, Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharam. You can know Govinda Bhagavat Pada only when you know the perfect Vedanta Siddhanta. Agocharam. He cannot be seen with the senses. Sadgurum Pranatosmyaham. When you have such a bhava to your Guru, that moment you will have perfect jnanam. That is why when Govinda Bhagavat Pada asked that boy Shankara, perhaps we do not know whether the story is perfect. But what the story says is, the moment Shankaracharya went there, Govinda Bhagavat Pada asked him, who are you? Kastvam. A small child, and many old sannyasis are there. They all took this brahmachari to Govinda Bhagavat Pada because he performed a miracle there. The Narmada was in spate, and there was no way to control it. He just kept his kamandala there. Narmada did not cross it. So they were wondering who this boy is. They took him to Govinda Bhagavat Pada. And Govinda Bhagavat Pada asked him, who are you? Kastvam. And Shankara declared, Na bhumir na toyam na tejo na vayuhu नखं नेन्द्रियं वा न तेषां समूहः अनैकान्तिकत्वात् सुषुप्त्येकसिद्धस्तदेको वसिष्ठ शिवः केवलोऽहम् न माता पिता वा न देवा न लोकाः न वेदा न यज्ञा न तीर्थं ब्रुवन्ति सुषुप्तौ निरस्तादिशून्यात्मकत्वात् तदेको वसिष्ठः शिवः केवलोऽहम् न वर्णा न वर्णाश्रमाचारधर्माः न मे धारणा ध्यानयोगादयोऽपि अनात्माश्रयोऽहं ममाध्यासहानात् तदेको वसिष्ठः शिवः केवलोऽहम् न सांख्यं न शैवं न तत्पाञ्चरात्रं न जैनं न मीमांसकादेर्मतं वा विशिष्टानुभूत्या विशुद्धात्मकत्वात् तदेको वसिष्ठः शिवः केवलोऽहम् न जाग्रन्न मे स्वप्नको वा सुषुप्तिः न विश्वो न वा तैजसः प्राज्ञको वा अविद्यात्मकत्वात् त्रयाणां तुरीयः तदेको वसिष्ठः शिवः केवलोऽहम् न शुक्लं न कृष्णं न रक्तं न पीतं न कुब्जं न पीनं न ह्रस्वं न दीर्घं न रूपं तथा ज्योतिराकारकत्वात् तदेको वसिष्ठः शिवः केवलोऽहम् न चोर्ध्वं न चाधो न चान्तर्न बाह्यं न मध्यं न तिर्यं न पूर्वापरादिक् व्यव्यापकत्वादखण्डैकरूपः तदेको वसिष्ठः शिवः केवलोऽहम् न शास्ता न शास्त्रं न शिष्यो न शिक्षा. The answer is so profound. The Guru asks, who are you? He says, neither I nor you nor the teacher nor the disciple nor the world. There is only that infinite akhanda bodha, that infinite awareness is there. Na shasta na shastram, neither the teacher nor the scripture. Na shasta na shastram na shishyo na shiksha. Na chatvam na chaham na chayam prapanchaha. Swarupavabodho vikalpa sahishnuhu. Tadeko vasishta shivah kevaloham. Apivyapakatvad tattva prayogat. Tattva prayogat swatasiddha bhavad. Ananyashrayatvad. Jagat tuchhamedat samastam tadanyat. Tadeko vasishta shivah kevaloham. Nachaikam tadanyad dvitiyam kutasyat. People think Advaita means oneness. Monism. They translate it as monism. But Shankaracharya says, Nachaikam. There is no one. If there is no one, where is two? Nachaikam, and you can either say it is Shunyam. Because zero becomes meaningless if no other number exists. If it is only zero, why not call it as one? This is a mathematical question which should be answered. If it is only zero is there, why not call it as one? And why not call the one as zero if no other number is there? So, nachaikam tadanyad dvitiyam kutasyat. Nava kevalatvam nacha kevalatvam nashunyam. It is not shunyam. Nacha ashunyam. It is neither non-void. Nashunyam nacha shunyam advaita gatvat. Katham sarva vedanta siddham bravimi. That which is the firm conviction of the Vedanta Shastra. Vedanta Siddhanta Niruktiresha Brahmaiva Jiva Sagalam Jagatcha. This is the Nirukti, this is the firm conviction, firm nirupana of the Vedanta Shastra that what is felt as Jiva is the Akhanda Satchidananda Bodha Vastu. It is the infinite Sarvobadhi Vinirmukta Chaitanya. It is the Purna Brahma Vastu that is ever felt within you as Aham Padartha. As the real nature of the I, you are that Atman, you are that pure Shuddha Vastu. You can see in Gurudev's words or Swami Chidanandaji Maharaj's words, constantly they will be only bombarding this. You are the radiant, immaculate Atman. You are the pure self. No teaching is needed actually. It's just like mantra. You are the Atma, you are the Shuddha Vastu, you are the pure self. There is no impurity, there is no sin. All strength, all purity, everything is there within you. Wake up. This is Uttishta, Jagrata, Uttishtata. Arise, awake. Do not sleep. This is the constant call. It is not a speech, it is just like mantra. Declaring the highest truth. It's over. Only that much is needed. Here Shankaracharya also, when Govinda Bhagavad-pada asked, who are you? He declared this. And this is, here, so simple is Brahma Vidya. He goes to, people think you go to a teacher and do sadhana. But Kannude Vallalar, one Tamil saint says, how will we get Brahma Jnana? He says, go to a Brahmavid with tremendous mumukshutva. And he will tell you Tattvamasi, come back. But you cannot come back, you will be finished there. That simple it is. Bhagavan Ramana also sang in Tamil, Ayye Atisulabham Atmavidya. This Atmavidya is so sulabham because it is already there within you as your own inner being. Why do you fail to recognize it? Body is not given to you, mind is not given to you. You unnecessarily superimpose the body and mind on your real self. Even if you want to hold the body, you cannot hold. We simply say my body and body consciousness is not going. Consciousness has no idea about body. And body has no idea about consciousness. We simply say body, body. We have not seen our heart, liver, kidney, respiratory, nothing. Only outer side, even our own backside we have not seen. What body consciousness? It is simply a manifestation in nature and it will disappear without telling us. And the I which is ever felt has never disappeared, vanished. Whether in waking state or in dream or in deep sleep or in childhood, balyadishvapi jagradadishu tatha sarvasu avastasvapi vyavrittasu anuvartamanam ahamityantaspurantam sada swatmanam prakatikaroti bhajadam yo mudraya bhadraya tasmai Shri Gurumurtaye namaidam Shri Dakshinamurtaye. That balya, kaumara, yauvana, vardhakya, jagrat, swapana, sushupti, in all the states that nitya shuddha buddha mukta swarupam vastu, it is ever shining forth without any avarana. Anavritam, Bhagavatam says so. Bhagavatam says the Atma is never avrita. Anavritatvad bhahirantaram nate sarvasya sarvatmanaha atmavastunaha. This atmavastu has no avarana at all. It is not possible. How can darkness stay in sun? In sun, no darkness is possible. Like that, the inner self, no ignorance is possible. It is merely imagined, superimposed. That is also a drama that we continue, a pretension. But the moment the Guru says, wake up, that, and when the inner one listens to it, it wakes up. So, Shankaracharya, in life it happened like that. Later on, when he was moving about like a storm of Brahma Vidya, when he reached Karnataka with so many disciples, we don't know, Shankaravijayam says, one Shankaravijayam says, he had almost 6,000 disciples. Ara jnana gabastibhi pratihatas chandrayate bhaskaraha. The sun became a moon because of his splendor. Who wrote this? Sureshwaracharya. One line I actually left because Shankaracharya wrote about Govinda Bhagavad that he is a Nirguna Brahma Vastu. But Vaishampayana, perhaps he is a Karmanushtana Nishta, he wrote about Vyasa. A picture is given, Vyasas. In Mahabharatam, you can see how Vyasa looked. Abhrashyamaha, Pingajatabadha Kalapaha, Pramshuhu, Dandi, Krishnamrigattvak Paridhanaha. A pen picture is given. But no disciple of Shankaracharya gives a picture of his Guru. Sureshwaracharya says, this is such a splendorous sun. Even this sun became a moon. Tasmai Shankara Bhanave Namaitam. To that Shankara, the sun, I do namaskara. And Padmapadacharya wrote a verse on Shankaracharya, where he says, Namami abhogi parivara sampatam, nirasta bhutim, anumardha vigraham, anugram, unmridita kalalanchanam, vina vinayakam, apurva shankaram. I bow to that Shankara, that Shiva who came down, without Umadevi, without Bhudagana, without serpents, as a Tyagi, as a Sannyasi, just like that. And we will see, we chanted the verse of Totakacharya where he says, Bhavayeva bhavaniti me nitaram samajayata chetasi kautukita mamavaraya moha mahajaladhim bhava shankara deshika me sharanam. You are verily Shiva to me. Only that much they told. They never described him in any form because they thought perhaps it will make him, belittle him. So, that kind of bhava was there. So, when he reached Karnataka, one old Brahmin couple came with their son. They had a son who behaved like a dumb person. His name was Prabhakara, that Brahmana's name. He was Agnihotri. He said, Swamiji, my son is here. He behaves like a mentally retarded boy, not responding to anything. I took him to many physicians. They say there is no problem physically for him. But I don't know, we don't know why he behaves like this. Please pour your grace on him. Shankaracharya looked at him, and by one look he found out that he is a hidden yogi, a Brahmavit. He caught hold of the right hand of the boy, just hugged him and asked, "Who are you, my dear being?" Kastvam shisho kasya kutosi ganta kim namate tvam kutaha agatosi etanmayoktam vadachar bhagatvam matpritaye priti vivardhanosi. My dear boy, who are you? Where are you coming from? What is your name? The moment I saw you, I felt so blissful, happy. Matpridaye priti vivardhanosi. That boy was not looking at anyone's face. He was just looking in the vacant space. There was no look of any personality in his eyes. Tad Vishnoho paramam padam sada pashyanti surayah divi vachakshuratatam. Veda mantra is there which says the yogi's drishti is always in Paramapada, but his eyes gaze as if it is gazing in vacant space. That was his look. Then when Acharya just kindled him from outside, asked him, "Who are you? Who are you?" That question was like that Prashna Shara was awakening the soul which was in a divine slumber. Just awakened it. And he looked for the first time, he just gazed at Acharya and said, he declared, "Naham manushyo na jadeva yakshau na brahmana kshatriya vaishya shudraha Na brahmachari, na grihi vanastaha, bhikshurna chaham, nijabodha rupaha. He said, I am not a manishya, I am not a man, human being. Then are you some yaksha or gandharva or something? I am not anything. You look like a brahmana, I am not a brahmana. Then are you a kshatriya? I am not a kshatriya. I am not a vaishya, I am not a shudra. Then are you a brahmachari? I am not a brahmachari. I am not a grihastha. I am neither a vanaprastha nor a sannyasi. These are all the ideas of the body. I am not this body at all. Nijabodha rupaha. I am that pure awareness, that unconditional, unlimited, boundless awareness am I. Samasteshu vastushvanusyutamekam. Samastani vastuni yamna sprishanti. I am in every name and form, but nothing can touch me. Samasteshu vastushvanusyutamekam. Samastani vastuni yamna sprishanti. Viyadvat sada shuddham achasvarupaha. Like that immaculate space, the ether, I am all pervasive. Viyadvat sada shuddham achasvarupaha. Sa nityopalabdhi swarupoham atma. That ever available Atman am I. That ever available, ever shining, that self am I. Nityopalabdhi swarupoham atma. So this was the declaration of that boy, and Shankaracharya just hugged him and said, Are hastamalakosi. You are hastamalaka. Just like one can just hide a gooseberry in his palms. Like that you are hiding the highest knowledge inside. Without revealing it outside, you are hiding the greatest Brahma Vidya inside you. You are hastamalaka. Their parents became happy that their boy spoke. Shankaracharya said, he will speak now, but if I go, he will not speak. Because you will put him in a school. That is the most dangerous thing that can happen. The moment you put a person in school, education will stop. Real education will stop. So, I will take him with myself. One of the greatest of Acharya's disciple, he took him. Another disciple is Anandagiri, about whose verse we saw he was a very illiterate person. He was very devout to his guru. Even while the Bhashya Patam was happening, Shankaracharya will not start his talks without Anandagiri coming, Giri coming. So one day Shankaracharya was waiting. Giri was serving. He was a Dasa Bhava. He was washing Guru's clothes in Tungabhadra river. And Shankaracharya was waiting for him to come. Other disciples, they were just murmuring, even if he comes, he will not understand anything. He is an illiterate person. Why should Acharya waste this precious time waiting for him? And this went into the ears of Acharya, and he entered his mind. Naturally, some outer cause is needed for the compassion to be kindled. That compassion woke up, and he entered that samadhi state. That very moment, in the Tungabhadra banks, Giri had the Shaktipata. That one moment, he had the Pratyabhijna, self-realization. After some time, he came with the clothes. His whole being was radiating. Padmapada, Sureshwara, everyone understood, yes, he has got it. He is not the Giri who went for washing the clothes. Now he has come back with full light. And then he came and sang this Totaka Vrittam Vidita Kila Shastra Sudha Jalate. As he sang this, he was called Totakacharya. And Padmapada was also a great devotee. He was the first disciple about whom we know. In Alakananda, he was on the other bank. Shankara just called him, come here. And Padmapada walked. Right through the waters. And the story goes, wherever his feet touched, there was a lotus. Hence he was called Padmapada. Otherwise his name was Sanandana. Then Sureshwara was one of the greatest of disciples. Almost most of the 4 mutts, they say Sureshwara is our Acharya, Sureshwara is Acharya. Because he is a Vartikakara. He wrote the Brihadaranyaka Vartikam, Dakshinamurti Stotra Vartikam and all. So he is the greatest authority of Shankaracharya later on. So Sureshwaracharya was Mandana Mishra and his wife Ubhaya Bharati in his Purvashrama was a Grihastha. Ubhaya Bharati was also a great learned being whom Shankara Vijaya says she was the incarnation of Saraswati. That story part we have no time now to touch. Sureshwara, Shankaracharya went there and had a dialogue with him, had a debate with him and conquered him, and in Tamil we say Taduthu Aatkollal. Going and pouring forth, invading through grace. And thus Sureshwaracharya was given that anugraha by Acharya Bhagavatpada. And thus all the 4 disciples, not only the 4 disciples, he had, as we said, innumerable disciples, and walked the entire length and breadth of Bharatavarsha, teaching and removing the weeds of ignorance. And after so many years, even now, not only these 4 mutts, but so many sannyasa sampradaya, including our Shivananda ashram or any ashram, whoever follows the Advaita Parampara, Vedanta Parampara, even if they belong to Ramanuja Parampara or Madhva Parampara, these are all offshoots only. They all came from this only. Hence, everything is included there. Gaudapadacharya says, we have no conflict with anybody. Swasiddhanta vyavastasu dvaitino nishchita dridham parasparam viruddhyante tairayam na viruddhyate. All the dualists, they, in between they fight. We have no fight with anybody. They are all right in their own position. We have no virodha with anyone. Is declared by the Parameshti Acharya of Paramacharya of Shankaracharya, Gaudapadacharya. So, the Shankara Jayanti Mahotsava, we were blessed. In fact, Gurudev gave us this opportunity to meditate on our Purva Acharya, Bhagavatpada. It was really a great blessing for us also to be here on the banks of Ganga Mata. Swami Padmanabhanandaji Maharaj was so compassionate to me that he said, you come and stay however many days you want to. And that is actually Gurudev's words. He was telling many of the devotees that it's just like his body. Ashram is like Gurudev's body. Wherever you look, you feel his karuna everywhere, his compassion everywhere. The love that he emanated when he was in the physical body, it is infused everywhere. It is a subtle feeling which we get after so many days of stay. It is not something which we simply say to praise, but which was found out after or 10-15 days, slowly you get the fragrance of it. That perhaps you live so many days here and you get involved with other things, we might forget. But for us, when we come and stay for 10 or 20 days or 30 days, it is so visible. So it is His pure grace that gave us this beautiful opportunity to speak on our Purvacharya, Bhagavad-pada Acharya. And this Shankara Jayanti, we offer Vakya Pushpanjali, flowers through these words at his feet. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad-pada Shankaram Lokashankaram.
It is our great good fortune that we had such an illuminating discourse on Shankara Bhagavad-pada, Shankaracharya, on his Jayanti from our most revered Sri Brahmasri, Sri Nochur Venkatramanji Maharaj, and it was a very beautiful discourse shedding light on various aspects of Adi Shankaracharya and many things we also did not know. He told so many things and it was very illuminating and enlightening also, and it was very inspiring also. And then the essence of this Shankaracharya's teachings, that how one must be established in this Brahman, the Absolute, and in various ways our revered Venkatramanji, he spoke, and it was really a great blessing for us. So on this auspicious and holy day, we are really having the blessing of God. We had the blessing of God to hear about our Adi Shankaracharya, who is actually the light. He is our first guru of our parampara. And so it was very, very beneficial, and we were very much inspired by this. So we express our grateful thanks to our most revered Sri Brahmasri Nochur Venkatramanji Maharaj. Our grateful thanks to him. Thank you so much. It was very, very nice and very soothing and enlightening. So we have been very much benefited by this and inspired by the talk and by the life of Adi Shankaracharya Maharaj. Shankaram, Loka Shankaram. Thank you very much. Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhing Pushtivarthanam Purvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhing Pushtivarthanam Purvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhing Pushtivardhanam उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात् ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात् ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात् हरि Om. May the blessings of Adi Shankaracharya Maharaj be upon all of us. May the blessings of Lord Vishwanath, blessings of Param Puja Gurudev Swami Shivanandaji Maharaj and all sages and saints be upon us. And so may by God's grace we follow the path shown to us by Adi Shankaracharya. This is our humble prayer. Universal prayer. O adorable Lord of mercy and love, salutations and prostrations unto Thee. Thou art omnipresent, omnipotent and omniscient. Thou art Satchidananda. Thou art the indweller of all beings. Grant us an understanding heart, equal vision, balanced mind, faith, devotion and wisdom. Grant us inner spiritual strength to resist temptations and to control the mind. Free us from egoism, lust, greed, hatred, anger and jealousy. Fill our hearts with divine virtues. Let us behold Thee in all these names and forms. Let us serve Thee in all these names and forms. Let us ever remember Thee. Let us ever sing Thy glories. Let Thy name be ever on our lips. Let us abide in Thee forever and ever. Let us abide in Thee forever and ever. Om Sarvesham Swasti Bhavatu Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pasyantu Ma Kaschit Dukha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityor Ma Amritam Gamaya Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti 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 Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Kayena Vacha Manasendriyairva Buddhyatmana va Prakrute Svabhavat Karomi Ajat Sakalam Parasmai Narayanaeti Samarpayami. Satchidananda Bhagavan ki jai, Vishwanath Bhagavan ki jai, Adi Shankaracharya Bhagavan ki jai, Ganga Maiya ki jai, Sadguru Swami Shivanandaji Maharaj ki jai, सब संतन की जय, सब भक्तों की जय. नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेव.
गणपतये नमः। ॐ गुरुभ्यो नमः। ॐ ऐं सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ श्री शरवणभवाय नमः। ॐ श्री भागीरथे नमः। ॐ सुमगस्तैकदन्तसगपिलो गजकर्णक लम्बोदर च विकटो विघ्नराजगणाधिप दुर्मकेतुगणाधिकं बालचन्द्रगजानन द्वासितानामानि यः पठेत् शृणुयादपि सर्वकार्यसमारम्भे विघ्नदर्शन जायते। ॐ शुक्लाम्बरधर विष्णु शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। ॐ गणान्वा गणपतिं हवामहे कवि कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तवं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणस्पत आनः शृण्वन्नोतिविदिसादनम्। ॐ श्रीमहागणपतये नमः। हरि ओम्। सहस्रशीर्षा पुरुषः सहस्राक्षसहस्रपात् स भूमि विश्वतो भृत्वातितिष्ठदशाङ्गुलं पुरुष एवेदगुं सर्वं यत् भूतं यच्च भव्यं वृतामृतत्वे शेषानः यदेनु नातिरोहति एतावान् च महिमा अतो जायागुंस पुरुषः पादोश्च विश्वाभूतानि त्रिपादर्शमृतं दिवि त्रिपादर्श उदय पुरुषः पादोसे अभवात् पुनः। ॐ नारायणाय विद्महि वासुदेवाय धीमहि तन्नो विष्णु प्रचोदयात्। ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्या सम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमः। गुरुभ्यः सर्वोपलवरहित प्रज्ञानघन प्रत्यगर्थो ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि। ॐ नारायणं पद्मभवं तत्पुत्रं पराशरं च व्यासं शुकं गौडपदं महान्तं गोविन्द्रयोगीन्द्र मदास्य शिष्यं श्रीशङ्कराचार्यमदास्य पद्मपादं च हस्तां शिष्यं त्रं त्रोटकं वार्तक्यारमन्यान् शिवानन्दस्मद्गुरुसन्ततमानतोऽस्मि। श्रुति स्मृति पुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिनि व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ अथ श्रीमत्शङ्कराचार्य अष्टोत्तरशतनामावलिः। ॐ श्रीशङ्कराचार्याय नमः। ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दप्रदायकाय नमः। ओ अज्ञानतिमिरादित्याय नमः। ओ सुज्ञानवन्दिचन्द्रमसे नमः। ओ वर्णाश्रम प्रतिष्ठात्रे नमः। ॐ श्रीमते नमः। ओ मुक्तिप्रदायकाय नमः। शिष्य उपदेशनिरताय नमः। ओ भक्त अभीष्टप्रदायकाय नमः। ओ सूक्ष्मतत्त्वरहस्यज्ञाय नमः। ओ कार्यकार्यप्रबोधकाय नमः। ओ ज्ञानमुद्राचित्कराय नमः। ओ शिष्यहृताप्रहर्काय नमः। ओ परिव्राज आश्रमधृते नमः। ओ सर्वतन्त्रस्वतन्त्रद्ये नमः। ओ अद्वैतस्थापनाचार्याय नमः। ओ साक्षात् शङ्कररूपभृते नमः। ओ षण्मतस्थापनाचार्याय नमः। ॐ त्रैमार्गप्रदर्शकाय नमः। ओ वेदवेदान्ततत्त्वज्ञाय नमः। ओ दुर्वातिमतखण्डनाय नमः। ओ वैराग्यनिरताय नमः। ओ ॐ शान्ताय नमः ॐ संसारणवतारकाय नमः ॐ प्रसन्नवदनाम्भोजाय नमः ॐ परमार्थप्रकाशकाय नमः ॐ पुराणसंस्कृतिसारज्ञाय नमः ॐ नित्यतृप्ताय नमः ॐ महते नमः ॐ शुचये नमः ॐ नित्यानन्दाय नमः ॐ निरातङ्काय नमः ॐ निसङ्गाय नमः ॐ निर्मलात्मकाय नमः ॐ निर्ममाय नमः ॐ निरहङ्काराय नमः ॐ विश्ववन्द्य पद्माम्बुजाय नमः ॐ तत्त्वप्रधानाय नमः ॐ सद्भावाय नमः ॐ सङ्ख्यातीत गुणज्वलाय नमः ॐ अनघाय नमः ॐ शारदहृदाय नमः ॐ शुद्धये नमः ॐ सारस्वतप्रदाय नमः ॐ सत्यात्मने नमः ॐ पुण्यशीलाय नमः साङ्ख्ययोगो विचक्षणाय नमः ॐ तापउरासाय नमः ॐ महातेजसे नमः ॐ गुणत्रयविभागाविन्दे नमः ॐ कलिघ्नाय नमः ॐ कालकर्मज्ञाय नमः ॐ तमगुणनिवारकाय नमः ॐ भगवते नमः ॐ भारतयत्रे नमः ॐ शारदाह्वानपण्डिताय नमः ॐ धर्माधर्मविभागज्ञाय नमः ॐ लक्ष्यभेदप्रदर्शकाय नमः ॐ नादबिन्दुकला विज्ञाय नमः ॐ योगीहृत्पद्मभास्कराय नमः ॐ अतीन्द्रियज्ञाननिधये नमः ॐ नित्यानित्यविवेकवते नमः ॐ चिदानन्दाय नमः ॐ चिन्मयात्मने नमः ॐ परकाय प्रवशकृते नमः ॐ अमानुषचरित्राढ्याय नमः ॐ क्षेमदायिने नमः क्षमाकराय नमः ॐ भव्याय नमः भद्रप्रदाय नमः भूरिमहिम्ने नमः विश्वरञ्जकाय नमः स्वप्रकाशाय नमः ॐ सदाधाराय नमः विश्वबन्धवे नमः शुभोदयाय नमः ॐ विशालकीर्तये नमः ॐ वागीशाय नमः ॐ सर्वलोकहितत्सुखाय नमः ॐ कैलासयात्रासम्प्राप्त चन्द्रमौलिपूजकाय नमः ॐ काञ्च्या शङ्कराचार्य यन्त्रस्थापनादीक्षिताय नमः ॐ श्रीशङ्करा ॐ चक्रात्मक ताटक त्वसिताम्बमोनो रथाय नमः ॐ श्री ब्रह्मसूत्रोपनिषत् भाष्यादि ग्रन्थकल्पकाय नमः ॐ चतुराम्नाय प्रतिष्ठात्रे नमः ॐ महामतये नमः ॐ द्विसप्त त्रिमतोक्षेत्रे नमः सर्वदिग्विजय प्रभवे नमः कासाय वसन उपेताय नमः भस्वदुलितविग्रहाय नमः ज्ञानत्वके दण्ड्याढ्याय नमः कमण्डलुलतस्काय लसत्कराय नमः गुरुमण्डलाचार्याय नमः ॐ भगवत्पादसङ्गाय नमः व्यासं तं दर्शनप्रीताय नमः ऋष्यशृङ्गपुरस्वराय नमः सौन्दर्यलहरी मुख्य बहु स्तोत्रविद्यायकाय नमः चतुष्षष्टि कलाभिज्ञाय नमः। ओ ब्रह्मराक्षसमोक्षदाय नमः। ओ श्रीमण्डनमिश्राख्य स्वयं पूजाय सम्नुताय नमः। ओ त्वटकाचार्य सम्पूज्याय नमः। ओ पद्मपाद्वाचिद्घ्नाकाय नमः। ओ हस्तमल्क योगीन्द्र ब्रह्मज्ञानप्रदायकाय नमः। ओ सुरेश्वराख्यातशिष्य संन्यास आश्रम दायकाय नमः। ओ नृसिंहभक्ताय नमः। ओ सदत्नगर्भ हेरम्ब पूजकाय नमः। ओ व्याख्याति आसनाधीशाय नमः। ओम जगत्पूज्याय नमः। ओम श्री जगद्गुरवे नमः। इति श्रीमद् शंकराचार्य अष्टोत्तरशतनाम बलि संपूर्णम्। ओम भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मां कश्चित् शाश्वतो मा सद्गतो मा हरितो मां गणपतियो ओम शांति शांति त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुः सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियेण बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावः करोमि अद्य सकलं परस्मै मन सच्चिदानंद भगवान की जय, नाथ भगवान की जय, आदि शंकराचार्य भगवान की जय, बात गुरुदेव श्री स्वामी शिवानंद जी महाराज की जय, बात गुरुदेव श्री स्वामी चिदानंद जी महाराज की जय, बात गुरुदेव श्री स्वामी कृष्णानंद जी महाराज की जय, सनातन धर्म की जय, धर्म की जय, गंगा मैया की जय, दिव्य नाम भगवान की जय, पार्वती पदे